According to UC Davis, about 72,000 trees have died at Lake Tahoe due to the 4-year drought that ended, of course, in 2016.
Several groups now are working together to plant more trees in the Tahoe Basin. As Paul Nelson shows us, that's not a simple task.
15 members of the California Conservation Corps are hammering, shoveling, and watering. It's part of a plan to plant about 5,000 sugar pines in the north and west areas of Lake Tahoe.
It's fun. I've never done it, so this is one of my new challenge of just planting them.
Because of the drought the last few years, a lot of them died, and we're working with UC Davis to replant a bunch of them, so hopefully in 25 years the forest will be thick again.
Forest biologists from UC Davis carefully select an area to plant the trees. Places with partial shade and good soil, like this part of Sugar Pine Point State Park. It recently was treated with a controlled burn.
We have them recorded and we're going to track to see both which sites do well and which tree mother species have higher amounts of survival.
UC Davis is doing this for conservation and research. Each location is recorded with GPS. The group plants 3 trees in the same spot, expecting one of them to survive.
Hopefully they'll establish a population. If we have, like 50 trees that grow in this area, there'll then be a decent sized population.
This process started back in 2017 when crews collected pine cones to start growing the seedlings. Now they're finally old enough to plant. These seedlings are only about 2 years old, and as you can see, they're just a few inches high, about half the size of the pine cones that they came from. Now, crews will be out here again next spring planting more of these trees, but they say right now is a good time of the year to do it.
Some years it told us that fall was the better time to plant, and other years spring has been the better time to plant.
These trees are going into the ground ahead of the wet season. Jensen says the growing season is typically late spring. Covering the story at Lake Tahoe, Paul Nelson, 2 News.
Now, UC Davis is partnering with the California Conservation Corps. The Tahoe Fund and California Tahoe Conservancy are funding the project.